but I think we are live right now. Maybe it'll take a second. Yep, I think we're good. So how is everybody doing?
Hello, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm mighty. Dave, it's a pleasure to have you back.
It's been 12 hours.
It's been a couple of hours.
Yeah, a little more than that.
Come on, it's like tour. We see each other every minute of every day, and then we never want to see each other ever again.
Until today, and it's wonderful to see you, Shep. Hi.
It's good to see Shep again. I haven't seen Shep in a while since our last monthly hang that we were doing, but it is difficult to get everybody together. This was a last minute idea. Originally, we were going with a different plan, but Dave, that might go again if this goes all well. We might do it again next week. Maybe we'll change bands up and go for maybe Guns N' Roses or something different. Yeah. But we said that we would have a Master of Puppets, kind of a hang party. We're going to listen to the tracks. We're going to kind of give our take on it, break them down, see what we think. And hope you enjoy. If you're there, feel free, leave a comment, get involved. We're not scary, are we, guys? We like to chat.
I've seen Shep be pretty scary before.
No.
It's the Limp Bizkit. It brings the violence out of me.
Oh, but man, that was fun.
All right, before we start, Shep, what about the new Limp Bizkit track?
Oh God. So here's the deal. I hate Morgan Wallen. The concept of Morgan Wallen drives me up the wall. And he is the reason 72 Seasons did not go #1 in the States, because he had much higher streaming numbers, even though Metallica outperformed him in physical media by like exponentially. And so drives me up the wall. Absolutely drives me up the wall. That being said, it's a banger. I love how they promoted it with that drummer, just like getting a little bit of a spoiler, Fred Durst cameo. Like, that's what Limp Bizkit is all about. They're that very kind of non-traditional, like, we're going to pull a spoiler, we're going to illegally distribute something. Like, that's how they roll. And so I don't know if it's got anything associated with it, whether it was like in TV or a movie or what they're promoting otherwise with it, but I think it's a banger. I think it rocks.
Yeah, I think it's not as good as the other ones, but anyway, we leave Limp Bizkit for a different day. Right.
I have not heard it, so I'm just enjoying you two going on. Yeah.
I think it's like Dad Vibes, I think is way better. I don't know why. I think it's more fun, but it's a cool track. But right, let's get into it. Before we start, first memories of Puppets. I'll give you my shout. I heard this album from start to finish played in Dublin in 2003, I think. Yeah, no, it wasn't 2003. What year was it? It was 2006. It was the anniversary, and it was amazing. But Shep, first time you kind of heard Puppets?
Puppets, the title track was actually one of the first songs that I really kind of came into. And so to date myself and to articulate that I am only 22, I saw Puppets through the Never version on YouTube, and I'm not gonna lie, I only liked the middle bit forever. I only liked the harmony and
the come down,
the middle solo,
the crash.
And then I started to build the rest of the song out, and I was like, wow, the center riff is cool, that, you know, there's other bits and pieces of it, and there's that great visual of James just in the battle vest, and he's got his head up and he's playing the riff and he's spinning around, and I loved the visual, and I loved seeing that. That was just something that I kept coming back to. And so Puppets was probably one of the first albums that I went through top to bottom, and Orion has since become such a staple for me, but just legendary, man. So iconic.
100%. Dave, I know this is your #1 album.
It is by a lot. Yeah, definitely. I heard I don't think it was right away when it came out. I was aware of Kill 'Em All and Fade to Black and some stuff. And Puppets, I remember hearing on like a commercial, I think for a tour, and Puppets was playing in the background. I was like, oh, okay. And then me and my buddy Randy went out and bought the CD, which I think this is still like my original, the first and only copy of this I ever bought on CD. I think this is still that one.
Wow.
And Battery came on, and the intro, and you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden it kicks you in the face. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. And that, yeah, it's the greatest metal album of all time, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You know what? Let's get straight into it then. We're going to play a bit of Battery, and we're going to have a little chat then after it, okay?
Sounds good. Shep, behave.
Yeah, maybe I'll give a little bit of volume. I love this intro, guys.
It definitely became a bit of a tape to kind of learn what was going to start during the Thrasher, and so differentiating this one from Fight and from Blackened, always a treat.
Yeah. That's the one drawback to being right up close in the pit is you have the monitors right on the floor in front of you, so you know even before what's coming next, because it says like next is this.
Yeah, the guitar tone is just unbelievable.
It's perfect.
Yeah. He did a great job producing that. I'd love to go
There's
with
that great chat that they did with Fleming around the anniversary that's so insightful and cool.
Yeah. How's that volume, guys?
I can go louder.
Go louder? Speed. I am speed.
Yeah. The precision that James plays with is just, it's second to none.
And he still plays it pretty damn good and pretty damn fast.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
I love the visual when he starts an opening riff and they put the spotlight right on him, and they do that for Fight and for Blackened, and that is
Whatever
such
they're
a
doing in that
big
spot.
part
Yep.
of that Thrasher. It's just lights out.
Yep.
Is it the best opening track of an album? I'd argue Blackened.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like the two of them are to tie.
I don't know. I mean, Sandman is such a staple, though. For this type of song, the family that it lives with, I think so. For the purpose that it serves. Hardwired's a little too short. Blackened's a little too long. Battery, perfect.
And it's here to stay. Oh shit, I wasn't counting. Can we start over?
Chef, give us the fun fact, Chef.
So the running joke is you have to ask how many times James is going to say battery during this song, and this originates from when we were playing trivia in Chinatown in San Francisco, and this was one of the many questions. Our team did not get it right. We did inevitably win trivia, but it wasn't because we can count the word battery. Although there was a great visual of us sitting at the table, everybody stopped talking to each other, and we tried to manually do it, and nobody
Oh no,
got
I
it.
did it. I just don't remember. I'm actually looking back through our chat right now because I'm pretty sure I messaged it to you, and I think it's 19.
No, it's more than that.
No, I counted. Where were we when I counted?
Ah, the solo.
The Philly 2, I think.
So we were talking about it.
Was that when I was with you and Anthony?
No, because it wasn't a joke until Santa Clara.
Okay, then it had to have been Denver.
Because we were all Denver.
The first
won.
night.
We were all next to each other. Yeah.
That's when it was then.
Denver was the last show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That double bass even.
Lars can't drum.
Oh, assholes. Assholes.
And I think one of the things that I've really come to appreciate over at least my time with the band is that 2018 they weren't playing the bridge, and then COVID happened, and they kind of came back together, and they came back to the bridge. Oh,
when they played it on Colbert
Colbert
from HQ. First of all, that performance is flawless. That performance is incredible for this song. But then they played the bridge. I'm like, wait.
Yeah. Where's the last city that they played it?
That they played this?
Did we get it in Denver? Probably.
Did they play it in Denver? Hold on.
Let me pull the spreadsheet up. Yeah, they played it on night one in Denver.
Yep.
Insane.
Oh, you got it.
Do you guys think this song is a little bit too long?
No.
but I would say the same thing about Inamorata. No.
No. There are
Dude.
very few things in my book that are too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever heard this song was on Stranger Things.
And I was scared on my
I
sofa.
was watching from behind the couch.
Yeah, my dog was with me. Afraid of her shadows. No, Shep. I was telling Shep about my dog. Let me give this a little bit of juice. I will never, ever, ever get sick of hearing this song.
No.
No. I'll admit, I'm sick of hearing Enter Sandman.
Let's just say I'm glad that it only happens once a week.
It's okay to, like, you know, say what you feel. I'm like, you know,
No, that's what I feel. I could
Yeah.
give you 15 songs I'd rather them play than Enter Sandman.
yeah, but they got it, and
But they're gonna play it, and I'm gonna love it, and I'm gonna scream my head off and do my thing anyway. So
The thing that's coming around to me with Sandman is that I always like to say it fills me with end of gig dread. When Sandman comes on, I know I have to go home, and I have
Yeah.
an issue with it.
yeah,
And unfortunately, on a night one closer, it's puppets. And so now, 3-4 months removed from tour, I'm fine. But like, it'd come around on tour and I'd be like, no. And I watch it get to the end of Kit 4. Oh,
yep. You guys are lucky though. Like, I only got to see the guys once last year, and on that Sunday night when I was seeing Sandman, I was like, oh no. And I didn't.
well, for
I
someone
didn't
that
go ahead.
for somebody that doesn't see it every week, like, yeah. For us
Yeah.
idiots that are,
Yeah, you
oh
guys.
fuck, you guys are here again.
No. I heard mixed reports about the show in. Was it really a show? Was it just a corporate show? Come on, Shep.
I do. It's corporate, but I think Lars has such a good relationship with Benioff that it's just cool to kind of drag them out. And honestly, I was more focused on equipment. And the nice thing about a gig like that is that because it's non-traditional, it kind of gets some stuff out of the weeds and out of the woodwork. And so as somebody who has stared at the A-Rig that Chad runs for 3 years now, to see B-Rig come out and like look at those weird white bites and see Electra 2, see Sunburst, see the White Cross, like that's worth my time to me. See whatever the alternative is, it the Karloff, the Grayscale almost, Frankenstein, or whichever one Kirk has.
Yeah.
Just to see kind of some of the alternative equipment, it's always fun to me. And just to see them kind of how they do outside of tour and just kind of when they come out of their corners to hang out. Like, here's the deal. We now know that they're probably going to hang out in the Bay for the next 2 weeks before they fly down under, but they're probably going to get down under a week early. They'll leave next weekend because
That's
they've
what I
got to
was
get used to
thinking
the
too,
time
yeah.
change,
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
I love this bit. It's so cool, this playing. It
At
was so-
13, I was a very impressionable mind, and this, it spoke to me. It spoke to me.
I remember being in a bar when I was like way too young to be in a bar, like 15 or something, 16. And like at the time in Ireland, like bands were huge, like bar bands were huge. And I remember seeing this band from Monaghan, which is like in kind of in the north of Ireland. They came down to our local bar and they played Orion and they played this. Like, I'm like, most bands were playing like, Sweet Child of Mine and Enter Sandman and stuff, but like Orion and Puppets and Cemetery Gates, I remember. And to this day, when I bump into them guys, I'm like, thank you. It is, like you said, like moments like that can change your path of your music journey, like
Oh yeah.
100%. So shout out
Jason
to-
in the comments just mentioned that
I-
the first time he heard it, he was 13, and they had it on their Walkman, and
Nice.
he was going to school in Omaha Beach, and that was just Oh my God, that's
my
unbelievable. That's probably beautiful. And
Yeah, I was just reading that just when you said that. I was like, oh, okay.
Nice, nice.
that's that's something that I think puppets then kind of veered me into, is I really started to attach myself to the songs that had kind of the dynamics to it. And at that time I was living between a couple lakes, and so it was very easy for me to go sit and hang out on the beach. And that's what a lot of my kind of formative listening experiences are with a lot of this stuff, is like to have a Master of Puppets bridge moment as the sun is setting and the solo's playing. That's what I associate a lot of these songs with. And like I can think of like Phantom Lord, the middle bit of Phantom Lord, that beautiful kind of crescendo and a arpeggio. Same thing. It's just the structure and the construction of it. Definitely kind of it's beautiful. It really is
Yep.
beautiful. I think is a great word for it.
I was very glad when they started playing the full song again. 'Cause I saw them the first, I don't know, handful of times or whatever that I saw them. They were just doing it up till the middle part. And yeah, all of a sudden they started playing the full thing. I was like, thank you, baby Jesus.
We do always like to joke about the hybrids, the Mastertariums and things like that. And
Yeah, I saw
they're
that
creatures.
too.
They're creatures, man.
Yep. Here's James's warm-up riff. He says pre-show, he knows if he can play this riff, he knows he's good to go and go play a show.
I miss them videos. The one.
Pancakes go, Jason says. Hell yeah.
Tuning room videos, Gavin, you bring that up. I reminisce, man.
Oh, I love those.
What's that?
Tuning room, what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
I love those videos. They were so great. And I'm glad that they're still there. We can still go watch them.
Yeah. And it's just so fun to kind of go through that. I actually found a clip of something on North American Stadiums in 2017 where they're joking about the shortest straw and playing it when they have a residency in Las Vegas opening for the Scorpions. Like, this is before the Sphere was even like a concept in anything like that. But I have this clip of them in 2017 saying, we're going to do a residency and play the shortest straw. And so eventually that will come true, I'm sure.
I can't
but
wait for the
have
Sphere.
I have that laying around somewhere, and it's funny as hell.
I can't wait for the Sphere. It's going to be incredible.
Oh, damn it. My bad.
Just way to kill the mood, Gavin.
So I'm just trying to share this on social media. I'm going to try it one more time. It might stop. No. Keep it talking. Don't be shy. Come on.
At this point, we start to duck for pyro. There's one technician that'll come out and who watches to move balls. His name's Marco. He's so freaking funny.
Marco the ball guy.
Marco the ball guy. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And we always just like completely duck and cover for the pyro boom, but we try and look around and we see who's not ready for it, because it is so funny to watch somebody just like get spooked.
I love the first timers when the balls drop and they're like, the fuck?
Yeah, I am like, I'm going to be like so green. Like, I can't wait for next year, but like, I am going to be so green on the whole thing, but I'm ready for it. So yeah, what a start to an album. Like, seriously, like, holy shit, like, holy Santa Claus shit, as I like to say.
And I think, this band is very good at their 1-2s, as I like to describe them. Like, when you think about the 2 tracks that open a lot of these albums, my favorite, unbiased, will always be That Was Just Your Life, End of the Line. I think that is the best pair that this band has.
And it was cool as hell on that tour when they opened the show with those 2 songs. That was really cool.
The radio station just played a gig from 2009 in Cleveland in the arenas, like good old Death Magnetic, top to bottom, front to back, and Cyanide and Broken Beat and Scarred and Day and Judas Kiss, all that shit's in there.
Yep.
But that 1-2 and the visual of it, I joked, I sent to one of my group chats, I was like, if I had a time machine and I could only use it for 10 minutes, I would go to a World Mag show, do the Heartbeat intro, Ecstasy, That Was Just Your Life, like with the lasers and Oh,
Yeah,
It was pretty awesome.
The lasers were pretty cool, and the heartbeat, yeah, and the coffins. This is a great fucking intro too. Yeah, that was the first and only time that I caught Metallica indoor.
That was my Dyer's Eve show. Was that tour when I got Dyer's?
I was with Hell's Angels for that show. I've told that story. That was a fun
Shep.
night.
Oh, go.
Did I tell you that? Do you guys know that story? Oh God, I gotta tell you now. So I was living in Jersey, and there was like a pre-sale at the time for, like, I don't know, say T-Mobile or something. I don't know. And my cousin at the time had the link, so he's like, "Do you want tickets?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I can get them." I'm like, "Oh, get me 4. I'll get rid of them somewhere." So me and this other Irish guy, we were going to the Prudential Centre in Newark, and so nobody wanted to go. So I'm left with these like lower bowl, really good tickets, and I'm like, I'll just sell them up there. I couldn't sell them, and then I heard one guy who was like, "Anybody selling tickets? Anybody selling?" I'm like, "You know what, dude?" I'm like, "Take these 2." I'm like, "They're gonna go the way," and my buddy's behind me, like pulling my, like, no, and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, you're in too deep now." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I give them to him, and as he turned around, I'm like, "Oh, he's a biker." Yeah, right. And then he turned back around, he's like, "Hell's Angels, Newark." I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." So, yeah, I got to drink and hang out with Hell's Angels for like an hour and a half, which was fun.
And you lived to tell the tale.
Yeah, they loved me. They thought I was like a leprechaun or something.
yeah. Thingy, as it's affectionately referred to.
The heaviest song known to man. Thank you, Jason.
I think when it came out in 2019 and it was in the European stadiums, I remember getting that first set list that had Disposable and Thingy and God was in rotation, and that was just like, oh my God, they're bringing out the down tunes. It's over. It's so over, right? And just, it was so cool to see that out. And honestly, when they brought that out at the beginning of that year, I was like, oh, they're edging it up so they can bring it out for S&M 2. And then they didn't play it.
And then they didn't. Yeah.
Which was always kind of confusing to me, but pretty interesting still to see it.
I've seen Thingy 3 times. I saw him in Hartford on the Cunning Stunts tour in '97.
Yeah.
The original S&M, I saw it there, and then in Boston in '04 on the end towards the on the St. Anger tour. It was awesome.
I wish I had more memory of hearing this full album in Dublin. I was probably pretty drunk. What age was I? $20? Let's give it a bit of juice.
So I think that's the solo that Kirk recorded in like 30 seconds or 30 minutes or whatever. He had to catch a plane, and that was the last thing he had to do. And I think he threw that down, which
sounds right.
It sounds so different than all of the other leads on the album too, which is fascinating to me.
Do you not think it's Kirk like written all over it? Like it's his DNA, like, you know.
Slow song, slow solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that little bit of stuff buried in the back there. You hear that just at the end of the solo? There's something
When it's coming down.
Yeah, it's cool. Little things like that I love, like in production. I think it's fucking cool.
And just this final tail to it, just chugging and hammering. Oh, such a great piece.
Yep.
Killer riff. Where would you rank this track in the first couple that we've heard? So we've had
3 of 3
yeah. Puppets 1.
Puppets 1 for the sake of the epic.
because of
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah. Although I probably like Battery a little more.
Then Puppets.
Maybe. I don't know. Ask me again tomorrow. It might be different. I don't know. It's like trying to pick between children. Like, which one
Yeah.
do you like the best?
100%. 100%.
Oh, I like that mix. Just bouncing from left to right.
Yeah.
Just feel
Good
it.
old
Just
Water
so
Good
well
old
done.
Fleming.
and it just fades out. Yeah, it's almost like scratching at the end. There, it's fucking cool.
And so that's the first Downtune song in the discography, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Really?
And that's about as good as it gets. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah. Yeah. it
Justice is all in E, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Another awesome intro. Like, come on. Don't
I
know
mean, if you want to get real technical, they played this album tuned down just a little bit because they played it slower and then sped it back up.
What is it? The 750 hertz or whatever it is?
425. No,
420.
435 down
Okay.
from 440. Just a little.
That's what they're playing at now.
Well, it's what they actually played it at, but then Fleming sped the recording back up to get it back to standard.
I wonder what like ratio they're playing at right now, though.
Live, everything's the E flat.
Yeah, they're at E flat now.
I love how
Sanitarium was probably my first favorite. Like, I liked Puppets and I was exposed to Puppets, but Sanitarium was the first song that I was like, this is my favorite one.
This
And-
for,
this is like a movie. This song, like it draws.
this one for
emotion.
me, as a new-ish guitar player at the time, this is a much more accessible song to try and play on guitar when you're still kind of new and learning. So I gravitated a lot towards this song for that reason, at least for half the song.
Yeah.
I remember playing, like, getting a guitar in my hands for the first time and hitting the E string and being like, oh, I know how to do that. And like, that's just the basis of Sanitarium. It's so easy. And so, yeah, same thing, Dave. Like, this is something that I learned on. That opening lead is one of the first pieces of lead that I probably ever learned. And again, like, just being able to sit there and live with it is so awesome.
Yeah.
And I vividly remember the first time I heard it, though. I was in the pit in Detroit because it was a Night 2 song in 2022 or 23.
23
And
was Detroit.
It was 23. And I just, like, I had like a spiritual experience, and James was right at the pit bridge and he was facing in.
So
And I was like, this is the most important thing that has ever happened to me. This is
So-
my song. And just,
So Night 2 in Denver, April and I, where you saw where I was right. I mean, I was on the low
yeah.
spot in the snake pit, right at the monitor, like right there. And they played this song, and all three of them, James, Kirk, and Lars, just like camped out. I had Rob directly in front of me, James just to my left on the mic for like the whole song. And I was just like, April and I just kept looking at each other like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like they're just hanging out, and it was tremendous. And the song just rips live.
Guys, I gotta get into the pit on this tour next year. I just have to. I have to find a way.
Message me offline about that. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah, I've heard your tales.
oh, man, I'm hearing some rumors about the pit right now that I will not perpetuate, but you know, that rumored black market. I don't know, man. We're gonna have to wait and see.
I'm not aware of a black market for the snake pit.
And for the record, there is no black market. The black market is me winning or being handed or trivia winning tickets and then distributing them. That was the black market. I probably moved a dozen pit tickets through my hands because I either won them or I came into them. And so I'm not sitting here and saying, be friends with me, I'll have them. But I think there is a kind of marketed scarcity because they are so expensive and they definitely tailor to a different kind of crowd and experience. Again, that's why they say don't mosh in the pit, because if people paid too much money to be in there to get their asses kicked. Fred Durst had something to say about that for what it's worth, but it's one of those things.
Yeah, no, I just, the closest I got was at Slane Castle, and it was pretty close. Like, I think it was Ride the Lightning that Kirk played the solo in front of us, and Puppets, I think, too. But I'm like, I gotta get into that pit. And for what it's worth, I wasn't aware that in Australia it's just the kind of end zone stage. It's not the donut. I didn't know that.
Really?
End stage, baby. The donut's not going down. It's an end
Oh,
stage.
I didn't know that either.
I am a frantic ticket holder for an end stage now, which I've never done before, and it's kind of terrifying, actually. And here's the deal: I am so very pro donuts. I love the donuts.
I love
the donut
this
has
current setup. I love
saved
it.
my life. It has made my experience so unbelievable because of my office, because of the beach ball guys that I know, all of that shit.
Everything, yeah.
And so I, as somebody who, kind of watched a little bit of the World Wired stuff, the European Festival run, I'm honestly, I don't have an opinion about an end stage yet because I've never done it. And so I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm curious. Like, there's definitely an appeal of being able to probably see the band for the whole show.
Yeah.
Like I will admit, like, it's kind of annoying. I want to watch James play this riff and he's 20 yards away, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Wait, no,
We'll see.
you
And,
usually play that right in front of me, damn it.
Yeah.
get back here. Get back here.
Yep.
On the Hardwired tour for Slane, it was kind of a bit different the way the stage kind of came out a little bit. But I didn't go in until the end of Ghost, and I had the gold circle, and I just kind of wiggled my way, like not
Dude,
being
that's
an
the
ass.
game, man. Like, you just find a pit
Yeah,
and
I
you'll
just
jump. You can jump rows and rows and rows of people.
and
It is a regional thing, I'll tell you. Like in the Midwest, there's probably a little less pushing and shoving and a little more pleasantries and politeness. At least that was my experience. In Detroit, it was like, hey, excuse me, sorry. But in some of the rougher markets like Tampa, people were getting the shit kicked out of them in Tampa. The Floridians were not nice.
yeah, like, no,
Shocking.
it was civilized enough in Slane. Like, I always have the theory of, when the support band ends, everybody goes for a beer or a piss, and you just go against the traffic. And I just wiggled my way up, and I'm not as tall as you, Dave, but I'm like 6'1", and I just kind of wiggle my way in. And then people's like, "Are you really gonna stand in front of me?" I'm like, "Yeah." What do you want me to do? Cut my fucking legs off?
Wait, hold on. Just listen to greatness.
Oh yeah, gallop.
And by the way, I see my buddy Joe Bradish is on the YouTube showing right now. Last four shows Joe saw on this tour. I wasn't in the pit with him at all of these, but Foxborough, Seattle, and Syracuse, we were definitely at the shows together.
Wow. I'm gonna share actually this out too.
What's up, Joe?
What up,
And
Joe?
those are all great shows. Yeah. I mean, Foxborough was my first weekend on M72. We're in full. Obviously, I did Detroit, but I think Foxborough was like such a test because that first night was so hot, and then that
so
second
fucking
night
hot,
was
and then the
rain
rain.
delay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've never felt like I've earned something more than those two shows. Like, I fought for my life and I won. And
I got the exact same rail spot twice on night 2. When we got in, they cleared us, and when they let us back on, I got the exact same spot. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Night 1, I ended up in the office on accident. Like, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what the donut was. And I literally dropped my ass in front of Chad without knowing where that was. And that's,
They're like, oh, there's a spot.
there's a spot. And I was like, oh, look, it's the James box. And you can see on his chair, it says Papa's ass here on it. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh, I'm in the right spot. and I was so hot that I didn't like form a coherent thought at all. And I was like, oh my God, it's Pantera before I got upset by Pantera.
That was really
Um,
hot.
oh, God.
It's
But I
going to be
think
hot. It's going to be hot in New Zealand.
it's gonna be a little toasty down there.
Oh shit! And I've been down there. It's hot. It's like, okay, it's not humid hot, but it's hot.
It's warm. It's warm.
Yep.
And I
So
think,
back-
and so, but Foxborough too, the method to that madness was, okay, well, it worked the first night and I had a good time. I'm going to go down there again. And so, there's the whole story of like getting pulled off, getting put back on, getting pulled off again. But when I actually think about it and I talk about it to everybody, there's a video. Okay, so I guess this was night one. There's a video of by Bobby Landgraf, who was Rex's technician at the time.
Yeah, now he's
And
playing with
he-
COC.
Now he's playing, right? Like my friggin' guy. But Bobby was teching for Rex, and he's a vlog guy. He loves his internet vlog.
Yeah.
And so he walked the donut and he showed the crowd. He pointed his camera towards the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's going,
I've watched
Pantera.
that. Yep.
And so there was a video of me on my first night of the tour, and everybody who I know now, including you, Dave,
We're all in it.
all at Drums 3, like literally within 12 people of each other. And I didn't know any of you at the time. And there's Dave, and there's Lance, and there's Anthony, and Andrea, and Veli, and Sveti. Everybody's in the Kit 3 corner, and
Yep.
we're all right next to each other. And so Shane, who's probably one of my best friends on this tour, he and I were right next to each other for my first show of the tour. And we have no idea. We literally didn't know until a year later. And we're like, wait a minute. And our
That's
pictures
awesome.
are the same.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just
Back
a
to
time capsule.
this is a Puppets chat. So this song, Disposable Heroes, I saw this at my very first Metallica show back in 1994. They played this, and never again since. So it's like lightning in a bottle.
So good. I did hear it in Dublin, like I said, but goddamn alcohol.
Yep. And then, well, yeah, the next song, I have a little story for that song. We'll wait till we get there.
Yeah.
Disposable also in the boat of things that were dredged up in 2019 and were mind-bogglingly awesome,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
killed it.
It's so underrated as well. It never really gets mentioned, like, apart from diehards, like, people will mention this and that, and this song is...
Yeah, Joe, 94, Mansfield, Massachusetts. That was my first show, my very first show ever.
Wow. 94.
Yep. With Danzig and Suicidal Tendencies opened, and Suicidal did a meet and greet, like a signing before they played that, and I had it for years, the press photo of the band all signed, including Rob, and that's been lost to time. I have no idea what happened to it.
What tour was that then? Was that still the...
It was the very, very end. I think they were calling it "Shit Hits the Shed," or "Nowhere Else to Roam."
Yeah, it was Sheds. Nowhere Else to
Yeah.
Roam was 93.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was the very, very, very end of the Black Album tour.
There's so many levels to this song. It just kind of has different stages. I'm going to go for a beer run. I'll be right back.
You're gonna leave us unsupervised?
You're in charge, Dave. You're the oldest.
Gee, thanks.
What?
This is like the perfect Metallica song.
Okay, this is one of the ones that I raised. Maybe it's a half of a verse too long.
That's okay. You don't have to be right all the time. That's cool.
Here's the deal. I could sit here and I could say this shit off tour. If I heard it, this would be the most
Oh my God, you'd
physical
lose.
7 minutes of
Yeah.
my life.
We'd all be losing our fucking minds. I love the double stop here.
And while we have this song for like another minute, the acoustic version.
Oh, it was the acoustic version.
what I the one that they did at Bridge School in like '06, which I think is the first iteration of it, is personally my favorite version of it. And then it was brought back out in 2018 for All Within My Hands 1, which I think is also equally great. And then Acoustic Electric in 22, strange, but again, very cool. But I think this was one of the songs that translated so well to the acoustic format.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so well.
What I miss?
Shep was rambling about something. I don't know. Longest ending ever.
Yeah, bit of a yeah. It does drag a bit.
See, that's what I said, Gavin. That was one of the things that I said. It's a little long, maybe.
Yeah,
but
you said half a verse. Like, you think James sings too much?
Yeah, no, it is. It is too long. Just a little bit.
All right,
Dave, you've
now
been
th-
outvoted. Okay, Dave, you've
No.
got a story about this one?
Yeah, well, no. So I saw Disposable at my very first show, and then between then and Arlington in 23, I had seen every other song from this album live except for this one, and I had been chasing it for a really long time, and I obviously saw they were playing it in Europe in 23, so they did not play it in New Jersey. I went to that Jersey, and then 2 weeks later was Texas, and I was right on the rail, basically at drum 2. It was drum 2, and the count started for this, and I lost my fucking mind. Like, lost my mind. It had probably been 20 years I've been chasing it, that I had already got everything else, and it was like I was like out of my body, and James was right in front of me for a good half the song, singing it like right there, right on the rail. I'm leaning out over the rail, like try to be as close as I possibly could to what was happening. And Brett Murray obviously saw that I was having a moment, and then I think it was Sunday morning. We're waiting for in the stadium to get onto the floor, and my phone just all of a sudden just went. Check the show photos, check the show photos, check this everyone, and I'm like, okay. So I go and I look, and there I am, and it's clearly a photo of me, like in the show photos from for the band, and I was just like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah,
I was having a moment. It was unreal, and it was captured. Like, that's
pure ecstasy.
amazing. Yeah.
I know this is a fan favorite of Chris Sulix as well. Loves it. Usually drums 1, right?
2.
Yeah, this is slot 3. So Lars will play it at drums 1, but James will play the first 2 songs.
Oh no, you're right. He was
yeah.
there. Lars wasn't yet.
Yeah, so James starts to lead after the second song because he ends up on the bridge for song 4, which is usually King on a night 1. This is typically a night 1 staple because there's that extra slot for it. Night 2 is almost always Whiplash Bell's Ride. But on the singles, so on the handful of singles that we had this year, this was usually a make or break. Like, if you were having a weird night, but you got Leper. So a great example of this is the show they played on a Wednesday in Landover, Maryland, and it was pouring rain, and we were all miserable for what it's worth. And then they started Leper, and it was like a world-class Leper, like perfect. And that was the highlight. And so if you look at a lot of my notes from this tour, you will see that, like, I circle Leper on a lot of my set list because it opens, man. It's killer.
You're not going to be able to see that. But
Do you guys think there's going to be much of a change
No.
up in Australia? No.
no, I really don't, unfortunately.
Do you think they might throw in something random? The fact that they
If anything, it's a stray Hardwired song because they never got down there for Hardwired. So, like, I see
Or-
on the singles where they had Day That Never Comes, I see them putting Halo on Fire in there, ambitiously and selfishly. But, like, you need an extra Hardwired song. You can't go down there, skip an entire album cycle, and only play Hardwired every 4 shows and maybe Moth.
Good call. Good call. I wouldn't be totally surprised if they were to debut one of the remaining 72 season songs.
Yeah, that's a good show too.
That would make sense too because it's that tour.
I think they're going to give them some gravy. Like they
But aside from that, like something like what Shep was saying, or a new song, I don't see them digging super deep or doing something. They just haven't for 3 years now.
Yeah. I guess that, Shep, you probably have it in front of you, like the one days in North America where,
Hey, yeah, look at that fucking guy.
nice HD shot.
That's that moment.
The big
And to the left in the photo, my right to the left is Clara
It's Clara.
and Christian Post with the beard. What's up, Christian? And then just out of view is Namarta as well, to Christian's
Oh my
right.
God.
We were 4 wide and 2 deep on the rail. It was
Dude,
tremendous.
that is an all-star cast right there.
Yep.
Look at you guys.
That's a sick shot, man.
And then the dude next to me to my left was whining at the end because I got a shitload of pics and he didn't get any. He was literally crying about it.
Did you get to print that off? Did they give you I think
No, I've spoke to Brett since about it, and the photos belong to the band. So is the easy way to explain it.
it's got to be a way.
So one of the other tags that's on Leper in the 2003, or I guess it was published in 04, on the Scum recordings, on the Scum EP, some kind of monster EP, there's this great version of Leper that's part of the set of 3 shows that they did in Paris in one day. And I think it might be from the Bataclan show.
Oh,
And
I think I have that.
Gap there. It's that gap there, and you'll hear James basically roll into the mic, the count, the fill, and he'll go bad to cat. And
think
it
I
is
have that.
so
Hold on.
funny. It is so funny. I love that live version of Leper. It's pretty high up there in terms of the staples.
Here we go. Talking about gravy. This is a whole lot of gravy. Oh. Shit. It's so good. Is it the best instrumental? You're muted. Oh no, you're chatting. I debate it all the time. I think To Live Is To Die in this is a toss up for me.
Live Die is
This thing,
such
right?
an emotional piece. Let me see it.
I don't know what it is, right? We talked about emotional songs and, Sanitarium almost, well, for me, maybe I'm speaking out loud, almost like brings you on that cinematic ride where it brings you on a movie, on a trip. Like this, that riff to me is getting me ready to go to battle. Like I'm ready to go to fucking war. Like this
This is combat, man. This
Yeah.
is always going to be combat.
100% combat. And then To Live Is To Die is the aftermath of that combat where you need to be held and cradled. And
And I think when you look at the narrative of the band, like that's obviously the Cliff tribute, and that's why that piece exists, and that's his statement and his mission piece. And I also think it's, as best as they could do to process grief at that age. What are they, 23, 24?
Yeah.
And so again, like that piece, this is Cliff alive. Live Is To Die is Cliff in his next life.
yeah, I did a video on it. I did a reaction. I kind of went back and listened to it and recorded it and like kind of tried to do a team. Did this song age? But like it didn't at all.
No.
But like it still hits me. It still hits me hard. Like because
I
we all
remember-
have something.
When the Big Four at Yankee Stadium in 2011 was the first time I saw them play Orion.
Why did I not go to
And
it?
they started Lars started the drum beat, and I instantly knew, and I was just like, oh my god, this is gonna happen. Holy shit. It was amazing. And now I just looked, I've seen it like 13 times now, and I'm like, oh my god.
I have to,
Orion was a night one in 23, so I saw it at my first show, and I've always said that's going to be one of my first tattoos, is I'm going to get the constellation somewhere on my arms, because it does mean so much to me, and my journey, whatever that is. And But I remember I was freaking crying. I was crying in the instrumental. There's no words, and I'm sitting here and
This
I'm
bit,
like, I cannot believe.
this bit. I don't know what it does. It's like it fucking
The solo, yeah.
transports you to another dimension, man. And funny, our mutual friend Anne Watson, this is her favourite too. And like it's a special moment for her and Russell every time they go to a show, you know. I think that's cool to hear too. Man, fucking music's cool.
I felt really accomplished when I finally learned how to play this song. I was like I had done something. It was
Banzai Crash. Bosh.
ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Burton.
Yeah. No words needed. Yeah, buddy. Here's one. I'm going to throw it out there. Was he the best bass player for the band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always, forever.
I had a healthy debate with a friend of mine, and for the band, not musically, not obviously he was so far ahead.
He was the
Everybody-
balance.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is, but I think Jason was so good for the band.
Yeah, but not for himself.
He served a purpose, but he
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
served as a relationship, and whether people believe or have whatever opinions they have about his service, he was in the right place at the right time for
Yep.
them to continue.
Yep.
He gave everything in
And
every
he
was-
gave everything.
He was pure energy. That's what
every
Jason was.
fucking ounce of energy he had, he left it on that stage every
Yep.
night. Cliff was a way better bass player, 100%. But
Cliff was an individual. Jason was always a team member to the point of sacrifice.
Playing a part.
And-
Yeah.
Yep. And that is something the one thing that Jason, I'm not going to say he'd never had it, but he was never kind of entitled to the reverence. He never, maybe, I don't want to use the word earned, but he never had a mythos and a glory because he was always right up front, right to the back door. And as a bass player at the time, that's what they needed in the band. But Cliff was basically a mystical being. You literally will hear every single person, the way they talked about him.
oh
He was magical. He was metaphysical. He had the power of something else. Something else.
and he
was bestowed
educated
upon
Sheffield and Lars, and he educated so many of them on music.
Oh yeah.
On the new wave. Well, Lars had a very good understanding of the kind of new wave British heavy metal coming through, but like Cliff was an encyclopedia of every fucking type of music that was out there. I love that picture. Like there's a kind of a shot of James, Kirk, and Cliff about 2 weeks before the crash in like 10 minutes from my house, like on the side of the road. I love the shot. It's like, fuck me, he was just there, like, 2 weeks before it. It was nuts in Dublin. They've done a show in Belfast and a show in Dublin, and then they went to Scandinavia, I think.
This riff
And
is
it's
so
right
heavy.
here that James gets right up on the kick.
Yep.
And he looks at Lars
Yep,
and he
and
just
they just
gnaw on it and
Yep.
just go for it. And so
Yeah.
that
I
was
have
another
so-
thing that we loved to get was when James would come and he could break himself away from Lars, because again, he will just get sucked into Lars and they will just live in their own pocket. But if James ever broke away and he folded to our side of the stage, and he would look out at us. It was usually me and maybe Shane down there, and we would air guitar the chugs back to him, and we catch James kind of in the rock, and that
Yep.
was 2 days. There's a handful of shows I can vividly remember that happening. Chicago had happened, a couple of the singles had happened where we would get James, and James has such the reverence for that song because it is Cliff to him. That's how he keeps Cliff with him, and he dedicates it every single night without fail. There were some nights we like to joke that the mic in front of our drum kit on our side, on the outside, was the Cliff Burton dedication mic. Sometimes that was the only thing he would come to that microphone and do, would be dedicate that song to Cliff, and that was still the highlight of my night. It didn't matter. I didn't need him to sing a verse at me. Because if we had that moment again, that's what's so special about my corner, is that we get all 4 of them for Orion. And that will make my night no matter what. That is an anchor. So even if you don't get a leper, and even if your thrasher doesn't go the right way, you get Orion, and you get everything from Orion.
If I'm not camped out somewhere in the pit, then when it gets to drum 3, I make myself go that way and get right up as close as I can to the drums. For Orion, that's also where they would play Inamorata when they were doing it, was from that spot as well. So I wanted to be there for that too, and damn, that was awesome.
Especially the whole cigar thing as well is fucking badass, right?
Yep.
So cool. I fucking can't wait for next year.
Damage Incorporated last seen on the 2022 festival runs. It got rotated in a little bit in that thrasher
That's right.
slot.
I forgot they did that recently.
They can just pull it out of the quiver. I know it lives in there. Just want to see a little more of it.
It's up to Robert. It's up to Robert to nudge them in that general direction.
He's a fantastic fucking bass player too.
Yep.
There's a great clip that I have laying around of Pepper Keenan of COC, who was one of the bass players that auditioned in 02, 03. And it was a recent interview. It was in the past, like 1 or 2 years. And somebody asked Pepper about Metallica. And he was like, oh, yeah, the bass player, he's great. Can't sing a lick. That was always Pepper's gripe, was like, this guy got the job and like, he's great. He was the right guy. But Pepper will like always straight up square say that motherfucker cannot sing.
That's great.
I love that bit in Some Kind of Monster, you know, when he shows up the next day and he's after going on the BO at Lars and he's hung over his shit and he's like, well, $1 million, yeah, you know, and you can tell he is.
Oh, just like that, I'm awake.
Yeah.
There was a great podcast with him on that came out, I think, last year, that he tells that whole story, like his timeline or whatever. I'll track it down again, but just so funny to sit and hear that story from his side of it. Like you hear it in anecdotes, but like front to back, how he was like surfing 2 days prior, and then Lars like dragged him out to a club, and Rob is convinced that he's being hazed. Like he knows he's being hazed. And he ends up in like Lars's couch that's attached to like his workout room, and he wakes up and he can hear Lars running on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And he's like sideways, like hung over, and it's so funny.
This riff.
It's tasty, right?
This riff is so good. Our friend Jason here says this is the best song on the album.
Ooh, big shout, Gio. I'd have to disagree. Hetfield's vocals on this album is probably peak, is it?
Peak?
He still had that young James Hetfield.
Yeah.
The
Like James,
Bob Rock, yes, I think it's peak
James's vocal
of the first
peak,
4.
his vocal peak was the original S&M. That time period, 98 going into 99 into 2000, he has never been better vocally.
because he went into the box and he recorded all of that Garage Inc. stuff that was way out of his breadth 2 years earlier, 2 years
and
after.
It made
but
him a better singer.
that was the sweet spot. The Pages, the Lovermans, even the Motorhead stuff that he went back into the box to do, like that is still
and S&M
the
is
maximum capacity of Hetfield.
Yep, and S&M is just flawless vocally. It's so good.
It's probably polished a lot though.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Of course it is. They all are.
No, he's the man.
That being said, he's coming. When I heard 72 Seasons for the first time, one of the first sets of notes that I had was, I think I literally wrote on I printed out the lyrics the second time I had listened to the album, and I wanted to like highlight and notate the things that I was like, this is important, this is a live feature. And I remember just writing under maybe Shadows or something, I literally wrote Old Man Grit. And 72, he really kind of opened up the bite a little more than maybe he had. But at the same time, he also gets to that real soft end. And so like in a Murata, in the bridge where he's crooning into that microphone, again, like he, compared to Hardwired has some highs and some lows and it's well sung. But I think that 72 really was so well-rounded, and it was still kind of pushing his envelope. But even some of his tags on 72, like the yak at the Room of Mirrors bridge, Please Set Me Free, like, oh my god, that is golden age of Hetfield. We'll call it his kind of light years a little bit.
So that was Master of Puppets.
We talked about it a little bit.
We did that was fun. I don't think I've listened to it start to finish in a while. It's been a minute. It's so good. Like, the production is brilliant. It's brilliant. There's no other word for it. The kind of technical end of some of the little kind of bells and whistles that we mentioned briefly on certain tracks. Orion is a masterpiece. It's so good. It draws you in every damn time you hear it. If it's 200 or 300 times, it still pulls you in and does something. I don't know what it does, but it does something. They captured some sort of a piece of music that just opens a fucking door that only gets opened now and again every time you hear it,
Yep.
Right, for a bit of fun, and I know it's hard. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh. On this album?
Yeah.
Shit. Give me Orion, number 1.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Really, only 3? Okay, I can give you a top 8.
That's no fun, Dave.
And I'm gonna put Leper in either 2 or 3.
Mm.
And I'm gonna do Orion, Puppets, Leper. That's my answer. Again, it'll be different in 5 hours.
Oh,
you
I
can
know.
ask me when I wake
but
up.
It's just fun.
Right now.
The 3 songs, Battery Leper, Orion.
For you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Orion, Disposable Heroes, and Battery.
Disposable would be like 1A.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. This will go out as an episode as well. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Shep, thanks a million for popping in on your busy work day.
You're getting paid to be here. Good for you.
I am getting paid. I am clocked in right now.
That's the dream. That's the dream right there.
Nice. And
don't tell my boss. But
I don't think we have to.
No, okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Enjoy the show down under in Auckland. Many weeks?
4.
Oh,
so I'm 2 days away from a month. It's November 19th.
Nice. Enjoy. Stay safe. Keep in touch. And Dave, thank you as always.
You're welcome. At this rate, I'll probably see you again tomorrow.
I got to do an airport run tomorrow, but
man.
It's been a blast. Thanks so much for anybody that popped in and left a comment and got engaged in some of our chats.
Joe and Jason, shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Our viewers.
Nice. It will go out as an episode, so all good. All right, catch you in the next one.
See you guys. Thanks, Gavin.
Bye-bye.
Later, Shep.